Welcome to NCTC's Career Cruising tutorial. You should take this tutorial if you are unsure of your major, want to learn how to find information for a certain career, or if you want to explore a really helpful website. As a college student, there's this question that you might have heard of before, or like about 100 dozen times by your family, friends, and especially your academic advisor. And that is, what is your major? You might be thinking, yeah, I've heard of that before, but I don't really know what my major is, and I'm just doing my basics at a community college right now, so I've got time to decide. That may be true, but did you know that your choice of major can often influence what basics you take? It's not going to be very helpful for a future engineering student to take a basic math for liberal arts class if what he actually needs is pre-calculus, or for a future nursing student to take a general biology course when what her major really requires is anatomy and physiology, right? If you don't know your major yet, that's okay, but we want to encourage you to start thinking about it right now. Knowing your major early on could save you so much money, time, and effort. Drum roll, please. In comes Career Cruising. Yes, this website is designed to help you pick a major. There's so much you can do on Career Cruising. You can set up an account, take an assessment test, and explore the website in a very structured way. Or you can take a hint from the website's name and simply cruise along by freely clicking on points of interest and exploring the website at your pleasure. I like the cruising option, so I'm going to log in here with the free username and password that I got from the counseling and testing department. This is what the website will look like when you first log in. There's usually an encouraging quote here and a specific career that's spotlighted. Careers for those interested in biology. Biologist, ecologist, marine biologist. Nice, but not really what I'm interested in. So if I have a specific career in mind, I can just go up here and click on careers and find exactly what I want. However, I don't really have something in mind and just want to explore what's out there. So I can just click down here on Show Me Another Career Cluster. Here's a focus on beauty careers. For those who aren't afraid of heights. For those interested in space travel. I imagine they have almost everything in here. Every time you click on this, there's a new interesting cluster of careers. Here's a career cluster that grabs my attention. Website designer. Now that's something I like. Let's go ahead and click on this. So this at-a-glance page gives me a quick overview of this career. What I'll be doing, what kind of salary I can expect, what level of education, what skills I need, what the workplace looks like. It even has some pictures I can scan through. That's pretty helpful, but I want more. Let me quickly click on each of these headings for more information and to give you an idea of just how helpful this website is. Job description. We won't go through all of this right now, but you can see it gives you a good idea of what a website designer does. Here are two things that stick out to me. They plan how a site will be constructed or laid out and what it will look like. Also, designers may need to revise and refresh the content on a regular basis. So, this kind of job requires creativity and maintenance. Let's click over here under working conditions. Let's see. Some people work in an office setting, while others work at home. Evening and weekend work can be quite common when a deadline is approaching. I'm okay with that, though I would really like my weekends off. Earnings. Sometimes this varies by state and educational level. In this case, it seems to also vary depending on whether you are employed by a company or are a freelance designer. So in this case, as you can see, the numbers can vary quite a bit. Education. This is actually one of my favorite tabs to click on. It's super relevant to students. So for this career, there's no mandatory educational level. But as with most careers, the more education and experience you have, the more likely you are to have an advantage in the work field. Now on to the super helpful and, in my opinion, the most awesome feature of career cruising, which is this part right here, related college programs. These are the titles of degree options that can train and prepare you for this field. What's cool about this is that you can click here and it will pull the schools in the area that offer this field of study. I have set this to only show schools in the state of Texas, but let's say you want to go out of state for your bachelor's as well. Well, you can just tell the program to pull up schools around the nation that have similar degree plans. That's pretty handy. If you click on the school, it will give you information on admissions, financial aid, and academic information. You can even be redirected to the school's website from here. However, I want to go back to the education page we were on and show you something else. Okay, let's scroll down a bit. See this sample high school program of study? This is very helpful if you are a dual credit student or are still in high school. It tells you what technical electives to take in high school that can help you kickstart your pathway into this career. So if you're already a college student, then maybe this isn't as helpful. But hey, if you have a younger sibling or a kid that's still in high school, encourage them to start thinking about their major and possibly take specific electives early on in high school. Sample Career Path shows you how you might be able to move up the ladder in this career. You can go from entry-level designer to junior designer to senior designer. The salary is likely to go up each step, so that's a plus. Let's skip the last two tabs for the moment to check out the interview section. Here's, in this case, Dave. He's a professional in this field that can give us a concrete picture of what it would be like to work in this career. You can read the question and answer section, see what a day in Dave's life looks like. He shares a breakdown of his activities, his likes and dislikes, as well as advice for anyone thinking about becoming a website designer. Since 2 interviewees are listed, if I wanted to check out someone else's opinion on this career choice, I could click on Pamela to see what she likes and dislikes. Let's say at this point I reviewed most of everything related to website designing, and I'm still really interested in pursuing this career. Well, Career Cruising offers this link titled Other Resources that I think will come in handy. Let's see. Several of these links seem to feature free tutorials where I can learn the basics about building a website. That's cool. I can get started right away instead of having to wait for my first website designing class. Or there's also links to articles related to website designing, so I can further my research from here. Or maybe there's a lot about website designing that attracts me, but I've suddenly changed my mind and don't necessarily want to exactly do this job. But maybe there's something like it. Or maybe I would just want to see what other cool careers like website designing are out there. Well, I can click on this last tab titled Related Careers. Look at that, Exhibit Designer and Sign Maker. I've never thought about these careers before, but they do sound interesting. This tutorial on career cruising isn't supposed to last that long, so I won't click on these other options. But you can see that this website offers so many interesting things to look into and explore, so be sure to check it out. If you need login information, stop by your nearest counseling and testing office for your free access pass so that you can start looking into what majors and careers might interest you. Thank you.